All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm your host, Sam Capizzi. Today is Sunday, March 25th. What's going on, Trevor? Josh Johnson, thank God it's Sam and not the dirty snake. What's going on, everybody? Been away for a while. Let's get over how much we lost again. Let's go over how much we lost again. So the markets are kind of leaning sideways. We went down. I think I was in Puerto Rico and Bitcoin had touched down to into the 7s, and we're back. We're back to the 9s. We are kind of hovering, and from all of my friends that I talk to, it sounds like, you know, big money's coming. It's still out there. It's waiting until regulation comes. But speaking of all that, I want to share today the biggest piece of news that, happened over the weekend. And am I live on YouTube? I don't see any comments. I could be unlisted. Give me 1 second. 17 watching now. Okay, I think I'm good, right? Am I good? The biggest news over the weekend was that Binance is adding support for fiat. And this could be a contender to Coinbase. And I just wanted to offer some of my thoughts on it, as well as explain the process of how, where, and why. How's the shoulder? Shoulder feels sore today. What's going on, Boise? Shoulder's sore. It just feels like I worked it out a lot, waiting to see kind of results. I think it's too early to tell. It just feels stiff, like I worked out. So just giving it some rest, chilling. But anyway, over the weekend, or I think it was on Friday maybe that I saw it, maybe Saturday, Binance announced that they're moving its headquarters over to Malta. And this comes after about a couple of obstacles that they had in the Asian markets. Basically, they jumped from Japan to Hong Kong and not really finding a great place. And now they are looking to Malta, and Malta apparently wants to become this blockchain island. Sounds very similar, actually, to kind of Puerto Rico, the experience we had. You know, they're wanting to become apparently this blockchain island, the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, Binance, looking to move there. So Binance actually is officially the largest volume traded exchange. If we go to CoinMarketCap and we go to 24-hour rankings by exchange, Binance is #1. And wow, did anyone see over the weekend, Storm was added to Upbit, and they have just, man, Storm took off. Let me just open Storm up for just a second. Storm took off over the weekend as it was added to Upbit, one of the larger volume traded exchanges, looking like it doubled to tripled its valuation. That's a lot. 103 billion to, or 103 million, 79 million, all the way up to 263, 200 and probably a little bit more than that, 317. So yeah, about tripling, if not quadrupling, its valuation. So that happened over the weekend. But in regards to Malta wanting to become the largest or hub for the largest exchange, I find it, one, great as a consumer that there are an opportunity for other exchanges aside from Coinbase trading fiat, because here in the US, I use Gemini, Coinbase, and even Kraken, but Kraken makes you do wire transfers, which is really annoying. But you can also do, in the future, maybe Binance. I'll be interested to see how the US's laws pertain to citizens that would like to use Binance as a crypto exchange. I also thought it would be interesting to highlight the possible relationship that could happen with altcoins and pairing them. If you have such an easy on-ramp with Binance with fiat, do you decouple, you know, Bitcoin and altcoins? Are you delinking them sort of, or decoupling them by adding fiat, which right now the biggest hurdle to get into altcoins is that you need to first buy Bitcoin or Ethereum from Coinbase and then transfer it over to, say, a Binance or a you know, a Bittrex, something that has these other altcoins. But if you make it very easy, like Binance is trying to do, to purchase coins or cryptocurrencies with fiat, maybe then we decouple, or we start to decouple the relationship between Bitcoin and altcoins. So it could be very interesting. I'll be interested to see what abilities the U.S. citizens have to partake in this. I don't think it will be necessarily very easy, because I do know the U.S. is cracking down a lot on what is a security versus a utility. So I don't know that it'll be all gravy. I mean, it sounds great. I'm very happy. And I'm definitely excited if I am, gifted the opportunity to use the Binance exchange and trade fiat. But I have a feeling that that may not be the case. I'm also reading your guys' questions. What are my thoughts on Dash? Dash is not bad. Dash is sort of a cryptocurrency that it does privacy. It does it's more decentralized, I think, than say Ripple or some of the other cryptocurrencies we have out there. But I do know kind of the biggest thing that Dash has associated with it is the masternodes, which are extremely expensive to buy right now. Anyone that got in early is probably doing very well. But they are, I forget how many you need to own a masternode, but that's kind of the biggest reason people own Dash. And if you see Dash, you can actually see we're traveling right along this line here. That big run up there that was temporary, little, jut. But now we're kind of cruising again, smooth sailing. We are at the bottom in a lot of altcoins. We're kind of near the bottom, and I'd love to pull some of them up. And while we're talking about Binance, let's open up Coinigy and take a look at Binance Coin, because I've always thought Binance Coin would be a very safe investment just because, A, Binance is the largest exchange by volume. It's B, I think as more volume only comes into the space, I said this before, the Binance token isn't directly linked to the amount of volume traded on the Binance exchange, but it's going to be. It's not directly or explicitly correlated, but because the fact that they have a trading fee, BNB.BTC, a trading fee that's minimized when you hold the BNB token, people are going to hold it. And it's actually held up very well. Which is interesting. It's held up very well in this bear market, near an all-time high. Let me go out to the daily just to double check that. Yeah, we're trading very well. So I can't say it's an amazing time to buy Binance, but the news the past couple of days, I suppose, helped. Let's look at it a little zoomed in. The MACD here looks like it's crossing back over. This is on the 4-hour. Helps, give a little bit more detail in real time here. The RSI was pretty oversold. Let's zoom in a little bit more. Let's go to the 2-hour. MACD headed back down as well. RSI, squeeze momentum. I think a lot of this was because of the excitement of Binance moving to Malta and adding support for crypto. So, but overall, like I said, I think the long-term outlook of Binance is actually very good. The coin, the token, makes a lot of sense for me to hold it. Worth investing into KuCoin. So KuCoin is very similar to Binance. I do think it is. I think KuCoin, while not as necessarily established as Binance, I do think it's worth holding a little bit. They have a dividend structure of their own. And I think there is more than room for more than just one crypto exchange. And they do have, a lot of tokens out there that are not on other crypto exchanges. They are, let's take a look at their markets. They have, it doesn't list them all here. That's weird. They have, Dragon Chain. I think is KuCoin the only place you can buy Dragon Chain right now? It's surprising if that's true. Or did they add it to Binance? Nope. KuCoin is still the largest Dragon Chain exchange out there. So there is still good tokens on KuCoin. I do think they add a lot of tokens that aren't necessarily the best tokens. So I don't think their exchange is quite as reputable perhaps as Binance. Binance seems to really just add top tier coins now. It's a lot harder to get listed on Binance than it used to be, but this is how Binance started. They were kind of the people's exchange. They were adding these coins that other exchanges wouldn't add. I used to love Bittrex, and Bittrex was great. They had all the tokens on all the cryptos that I wanted about a year ago. And then it was like Binance started creeping up. They had all these new tokens, and I'm like, damn, Bittrex used to be great. And KuCoin is kind of like that right now. So I could see some potential in the long run for KuCoin. Definitely. I don't think it's bad. What else? By the way, if you guys haven't got a chance, we recently changed the CryptoSomniac Advantage to free for 14 days, and you get full access. So I know not everyone has had a chance to participate. But right now, you can participate in the CryptoSomniac Advantage. If you go to our website, cryptosomniac.com, and head over to the Advantage, you can try the Slack as well as the reports, all instantly free, and have access to all that. My team, everyone that you need, answering questions. And we changed that because we thought a lot of the value was hidden in the Slack, and not everyone got to see that until they became a paid member. So now we've opened up everything, including the Slack channel, free for 14 days. So I definitely recommend checking that out. Oh, I also wanted to talk about this. This is great news for anyone holding VeChain, and I do want to highlight and chart VeChain while we're at it. So Ven BTC, let's pull up the charts and let's go to the daily. So I made this call along, this is ugly, Ven BTC. So I made this call a long time ago that I was selling my VeChain. And whoa, does anybody see that candle? Whoa, what just happened? Whoa, did somebody sell an order by mistake? What just happened? We went all the way down. Let's look at the 1 hour. Okay. Whoa. All right, let's go back to the daily. Did somebody really sell down there? No, that was a glitch, right? Did anybody, you guys saw that red candle, right? What was that red candle? That was a huge red candle. Anyway, I don't know what happened to that red candle. Oh, now we're on Binance. I want to look at it on BTC. Interesting. I don't know what's going on, but there was a huge red candle there a minute ago. Anyway, I told a lot of you guys that I had sold VeChain, and I just want to highlight some of the levels that I'm getting back into, as well as cover the VeChain news that just happened over the weekend. So Tim Draper, Silicon Valley investment tycoon. If you guys know, Tim Draper's been in the space a long time, investing in a lot of different projects, speaking at several events. He's been at some of the events we've spoken to recently, and he invested in a lot of good projects. And I thought it was very interesting that Tim Draper invested into VeChain. VeChain has been one of the few supply chain management coins that I've liked or I've invested in. I'm not invested into Walton. I'm invested into VeChain, and I'm also invested into Origin Trails. And again, this is not investment advice. This is just what I invest in. But those are the only two, I think. Origin Trails and VeChain are the only two supply chain managements. I was about to rush him by Ven seeing that candle. But VeChain is one of the great projects I like that's in the supply chain logistics area. They have a lot of great partnerships, which is something that I usually look, and it's something that we called a long time ago back on the channel, around 25 cents. One of our CryptoSomniac leads actually tipped us off on this, and it's been a great buy. And I am looking at it on the charts, though, and I don't know if it's still the time that I'd like to get in. So I use the Fibonacci retracement the way I normally like to use it. And you'll see that right now we are in the middle of this green support area, trying to hold up support. You can see that this line right here is kind of been our support level, and we are holding against it, you know, all right. But I feel like there could be some more downside play here. Funding Jim. Sam, you got to back to Puerto Rico. Quico. Opportunities everywhere. So I'm hoping to be back in Puerto Rico ASAP. I see Team Joey Rocket. How you feeling there, sport? Feeling all right. The shoulder's a little bit sore. Just feels like I have worked it out. It's pretty stiff. Feels like I did like a workout yesterday. For anyone that didn't know, I actually got stem cells over the weekend, or on Friday, Thursday. I forget which one of those. Why do you and Snay use the Fib different to them all? So there's a different way to, I mean, the Fibonacci retracement can kind of work both ways. You can see, you can go low to high or high to low, whichever way you want to use it. I would just suggest that you be consistent with it, whether that's low to high or high to low. I go low to high, and I like to, I'm a medium to long-term trader, and the way I use the Fib tool is, I like to look for the Fib tool. The biggest thing the Fib tool does for me is it helps me decide when to get back into something that I've either missed the boat on or has been run up for a while, and looking to where it kind of is going to settle back down to. And it actually, I'd say 80% of the time, anytime there's a big run up, this isn't guaranteed, and this isn't investment advice, this is just what I've seen a lot, is that if you go low to high here at the very bottom, meaning this bottom candle here, when you draw the fib, and let me just erase it. I'll start from trash. I'll trash the fib, and I'll redraw it for you if I can delete that. I will go from low to high. So I'll zoom in a little bit here and grab the tool again. And go from right about here where I think the bottom is, the local minimum, to this wick here. I usually go wick to wick. And I usually look for this 61.8 percentile right here, which means that the market is pulling back 61.8% of this original move that went up to here. Or if it gets down to that, that's what it means. That's what these different markers mean. So 236 means that we pulled back 23.6% of our original move, 382, 50%, etc. And I'd say 80% of the time that there is a retracement back to the 61.8 level. So this is like the biggest level that I like to buy in. And it helps me decide a lot of times when to buy and sell something. Like I said, I'm not like a hour trader, day by day. I like to buy something 1 week and then, you know, buy it back the next, or sell it and then buy it back the next, or you know, buy it one day and then sell it a few weeks later or something like that. So I remember I sold VeChain somewhere up here. I don't remember where exactly. And I told you that I thought it was run up. You had a lot of news about the rebrand, all that kind of stuff. And that I thought that there would be a good opportunity to buy it back later. So I'm looking just very quickly at this level here to buy again. So I will probably set a buy order in the next couple of days to rebuy VeChain at a price of around 0.000324, somewhere around there. That is where I will look to rebuy my VeChain and make a little bit of money. There's a decent amount of profit in there. Let's see, how much profit is that? I can use this tool right here to tell me price range from there to there. That's 100% return. That's about half of where it was. So not bad at all. It depends how far we drag this. So that's where I'm actually looking. I'm looking to repurchase that VeChain somewhere in the near future. Dave Kristen asks, can you put the fib retrace on GVT? Absolutely. So GVT was actually something I sold recently as well, because it was one of those floaters that has been enjoying a very large run up, whilst other things are not. And it's still traveling in this channel. And for me, I feel like it's just a matter of time until it breaks down a little bit. It's enjoyed a very aggressive run up. But I will definitely do a fib retracement, because I'll be honest, I sold some a week or two ago, and I am looking to rebuy, but I think we are still waiting for us to crash. We haven't really, we may not have crashed. We still have not broken this yellow support line, which I'll be interested to see if we do. But let's look at some of the other metrics. The MACD on the daily looks very good for Genesis Vision. But again, not everything has its turn to run up. You know, everything where 5 days till GVT. So yeah, you guys make a great point. There is the GVT public beta, I believe, starts April 1st. And that kind of segues me into the last part of this video where I want to talk about Kyber. But Genesis Vision's public beta starts April 1st. And if we just use anything in the past, like these big dates usually end up in a crypto falling or waning in price. There's kind of all this hype up to the point of that big announcement or big date, whether it's a rebrand or if it's a conference. And then there's usually this kind of like waning return. And we saw that back with Kyber. Kyber had their private beta, not public beta, and it tanked after the public beta, like really tanked. And their public beta just launched a couple of days ago, which I did want to talk about and maybe even make a separate video. I wanted to show you guys how easy it is to trade on Kyber Network with their public beta, one of my favorite cryptocurrencies out there. And I want to show you maybe tomorrow. Funding Jim, my friend Gary in Puerto Rico right now. Yeah, I am liquidating some real estate in Silicon Valley just because things are sweet now here in San Juan. I found a guy that has 22 buildings in San Juan to let go. Want to buy a village next to Saul? I sure do. It sounds great. I think I need a few more Bitcoins though before I can buy a whole village. Or I need leverage of somebody else's money. Would love to see the fib on GBT. Okay, I did that. Let me look at your guys' questions over on Facebook. Crypto will be dead soon. What do I do with my KNC? Kyber, I would hold on to it. I'm a big fan of Kyber. I think Kyber's going to do really well. I'm actually really impressed by their exchange. I don't know if anyone's used it since it went public. I definitely want to show you guys in a video tomorrow. Kyber Network. I forget what the actual website is. Is it kyber.network? Yeah. You basically just plug and play with your wallet, and I'll show you guys tomorrow how it's all done. Also, if you haven't checked out our ICO rankings, go to cryptosomniac.com/ICO-ratings to get a recent update on or a copy of our ICO rankings that one of our team members put together inside of our Slack community. He's a great guy and has basically documented all of the top ICOs going on at the moment into a spreadsheet that you can get over on this page here. Let me take a look at your questions again. Can you do a fib for BNB? Yeah, sure, let's do it. So if I go to Binance Coin, Binance, and then go to BNB/BTC, and I think Binance token is a bit oversold right now. I mean, overbought, and it is. You can see that on the RSI. So this is a good tool. This is usually what I like. I never want to buy anything that looks like this. So this is green. This is where you just have to remove emotion from the equation. You have to just remove all emotions from investing. So you never want to buy when you see this big green candle. It doesn't matter to me if it's like the next Bitcoin. I just stay away from it. And what I'll do is I'll draw a fib retracement and say, okay, maybe it's not a bad coin. I just don't want to get in right now because it's, you know, it's hot. So I'll go from this minimum here, this local minimum, to this, whatever the local maximum is. And in this time frame, this is the maximum here. And you can see, actually, even if we drug this back down to here and you were looking for a good opportunity to get back in, I know it was like a flash crash, but even here, even if you had set an order here at this 618 level, which is where I usually like to set my orders after a big run up, and you would have got back in at that level. So that's actually where I'm going to say to get in it for Binance. It's quite a bit off from that level right now. Whoops, I did not mean to draw that. I meant to drag that out here. It's a ways off from that. That's around the 80,000 Satoshi mark. 0.0008. That would be when I would look to get into Binance. I think the recent news just caused a big surge. But yeah, that's going to be my call for Binance token. That's when I would get in. Very interested in the Kyber video. Nice one, of course. Gary's going to end up owning like 2 blocks of old San Juan. Together, hopefully we can own a whole village. What else? Let's see. Where are you guys' questions at, and what other news do I have to share with you? Will it do the same and flop on April Fool's? Tron. Let's take a look at Tron. It's been a while. Tron has been kind of... Do they have Tron? Oh, TRX. I almost forgot. TRX. Tron consolidated pretty well at these levels, which is a good sign. One of those tokens that I feel like was just at the bottom of its consolidation. It consolidated really well, which is something I do like to see. You can see all along here it consolidated, and it's kind of having its little run up now. It's still a token that I believe a lot in. I think the fundamentals are there. I love the fact that they have developers from Alibaba, and they're on a lot of exchanges. And actually, just looking at how liquid something is and how many exchanges it's on is something I take into great consideration. And Tron is got to be one of the most populated cryptos as far as exchanges is concerned. Let's see how many. It is on 68, which is pretty impressive. I want to just compare that real fast to something like Neo, which is on 78. So despite being around for fractions of the amount of time, Tron is actually on a good number of exchanges, which is impressive to say the least. Who else? What are your thoughts about all crypto zooming after consensus? 4,000 attendees. So I think Consensus will be very interesting this year. For anyone that doesn't know, Consensus each year is probably the biggest blockchain event held in New York. It's held in the springtime. I think this year it's around May, middle of May. And just seasonally, crypto's usually done very well around that time. You can see it. The spring usually picks back up, and I'm not sure if that's a direct correlation to Consensus or not. I think some people think that it does. Some people think that Consensus is just exciting and a good time. Things are revealed for crypto. Last year, I think Ethereum and Metropolis were spoken about, but they actually were supposed to happen. Metropolis was actually supposed to happen last May, which is one of the biggest reasons we saw Ethereum run up so much late last year, or early last year rather, and it actually was pushed back greatly. But I think it'll be a good time for spring. I think that money will come into the market sometime late spring, early summer. I think that the next few months might be a little quiet still. I think April may be a quiet month as well. I think just holding these numbers for me is good. Good to see support. You know, I'm happy to just see us float above 300 billion. You know, we started the year at 220 billion, I think, late last year. I mean, early last year. What was it? January 1st. Look at us. We were at like 15 to 20 billion the first of last year. So we've 15x'd that, right? 15 times 20. What is 15? 15 times 20 is 300. Yeah. So we've about 15 to 20x'd our market cap since last year. And this is interesting. We are actually at the very bottom. If I could draw a line right here, I know like I can't really draw a trend line, but if I could draw a trend line, you can draw this trend line right here and just see that right here we were really inflated, and now we've kind of come back down to reality, and we're right at this line right here. And I think soon we may see a turnaround. I think, you know, just holding support is a good sign. Is a good enough sign for me. Institutional attention at this Consensus for sure. Boost at Consensus costs 50 to 150K each. Big name sponsors that are not crypto companies. That is crazy. That is crazy. Is Daddy Snay back too? Daddy Snay is back. He is actually, he went to Denver for a wedding or a bachelor party. And he's actually just landed back today. He'll be home later tonight. And then we are actually away for 3 days. We'll try to stream from upstate California. We were headed away for 3 days to work on a project in upstate New York. How much is regulation playing a part in ETH's drop? So many dApps on Ethereum could get killed off with regulation. You know, Ethereum is under the spotlight right now. There are a lot of contenders with to Ethereum, and there's a lot of issues. And I think some of those issues were started to become exposed with things like CryptoKitties and not being able to conform to this scalability concern. And that is a concern. And I don't know what Vitalik is working on and how many mines are sticking around to help out with plasma and sharding. And I know that, you know, there's this saying that it's much harder to make adjustments to a moving roller coaster than it is to just start and build one from the ground up. You know, you're trying to make changes to something that a lot of people have built on already, Ethereum. And it's much harder to make changes to a platform that is, you know, already in motion, and you don't want to mess up things and things that people are already doing on it. So it becomes very difficult. So I'm very interested to see mainly Kyber, what Cardano and EOS are up to. Recently, EOS just passed Cardano on as far as market cap. And it's interesting to see what they are doing. EOS, there's not a lot of information yet on them, but everything that I hear so far is good. I mean, obviously, Dan Larimer created delegated proof of stake, which is a bit of an improvement to proof of stake. And Cardano is using something very similar, but neither of them are built off of yet. So it's much easier for those guys to, you know, conform to these issues that concern scalability and address them before something is built off of them. So I'm very interested to see what some of those projects do. But I think Ethereum, you know, has a lot to compete with at the moment. But Ethereum is Ethereum enjoyed a very large run-up of its own. And if we are to just chart it, ETH slash BTC. It's been a minute since I've looked at the ETH charts. We can see a big fall, and we are at the perfect opportunity to buy. This is textbook Fibonacci retracement. So pay close attention to this. This is one of the examples that I love to use, why I like to use Fibonacci retracements. Here is one from the local minimum to the local maximum, and we are hovering right on this 618 line. It is golden opportunity, in my opinion, to buy ETH right now. I think it is a brilliant opportunity. And in fact, I may convert just a little bit of Bitcoin into ETH right now. Just so you guys know, my overall portfolio, if you're wanting to get an idea or a glimpse of what I'm kind of holding right now, I made the decision back in December to sell 50% of my alts into Bitcoin because I thought that the markets were, pretty inflated, and I thought that that the alts would bleed more than Bitcoin, and they always do because Bitcoin's, the granddaddy of them all, and people will, you've seen the alts kind of flow back up into Bitcoin and kind of support and keep Bitcoin afloat. And I'm looking for that prime opportunity as to when I'll be purchasing back into some of my alts. I didn't sell all my alts. I don't think it's ever a good idea to sell all in one position or another, but I sold about 50% of my alts into Bitcoin, and I'm looking for that opportunity to buy some Bitcoin. I mean, buy some of these alts with Bitcoin. And I suspect that'll be after the next influx of money. I think, just to give you an idea, I think new money will go into Bitcoin first, as it should, because that's where people usually have to first start out. And then as they, enjoy the run up in Bitcoin or whatever it is, they'll look for where else they can make gains and how else they can invest. And then that money kind of trickles down into altcoins, and then altcoins, I think, would lag behind Bitcoin's run up. So I'm kind of waiting to purchase a lot of alts until I see Bitcoin move, but I don't think it's a bad idea to purchase Ethereum at these levels. I think ETH looks pretty juicy right now, so I may use a little bit of that Bitcoin that I have on the sidelines to purchase some ETH. I don't think it's a bad time at all. Sam, you never mentioned Nex. So Nex is, I don't know if you mean Nex as in there's two ICOs going on. Nex is the Neon exchange, and then there's also what's it called? There's also the Nex ICO or whatever it is. So here's Nex. This is Nex. This is not the Neon exchange. I think the Neon exchange is this guy here. So they're both Nex. They kind of confuse me. I wish they didn't do that. So I'm not sure which Nex you mean. I'm definitely looking forward to the Neon exchange. I definitely think it'll be a good project. It's kind of like Kyber's version, or Neo's version rather, of Kyber. But it's definitely going to be tough to get into. So good luck. Lottery registration now open. I think it's going to be quite difficult to get an allocation, but if you can, great. Try to get one. But I'm sure it's one of the most oversubscribed ICOs of the year, basically. So wish you best of luck. What else? What other questions? Is there anything that I should cover? By the way, if you're not in our Telegram group, go to the description of this video and you can get to our Telegram group, and we share our top rated ICOs we're pulling for in the Cryptosomniac Advantage, etc. And if you haven't tried out the Cryptosomniac Advantage, head over to our website, and now you could try everything, including the Slack channel, free for 14 days. All you have to do is come over to the products page, go to Cryptosomniac Advantage, and in there we cover everything that you need. You get access to all of our team, who are really amazing. They make the Advantage really what it is. All of you guys really help bring it together and make it fun for everybody, and really a lot of value in there. So much good stuff. Thoughts on co-vesting? I actually think that co-vesting is a pretty interesting project. Do you know who brought that up to me? A real close friend of mine actually introduced me to co-vesting, as someone that I trust a lot, and has been very, he's been on the inside of a lot of early cryptos that have actually taken off and done very well. and he really likes co-vesting. And I'll be honest, with my time lately, it's been really hard for me to research new coins. So I've really been trusting a lot of my team, and they usually call it how they see it, and it's pretty good. And I'm gonna trust my partner on this one. I think co-vesting is an interesting project simply because my man says it is. So I can't share much on it with you at this point. Like I said, I haven't done a lot of my own research, so I don't want to lie to you, but I will say that my buddy thinks it is pretty good. Thoughts on Envion? I'm not familiar with Envion. What do you think of BBN, Binance coin, or is that BBN or is that Banyan Network? Which one is BBN? Oh yeah, Banyan Network. So Banyan Network, I called like I was in Puerto Rico, and I remember telling Snay, you got to buy this token before it gets heard about, and the next day it was up like 100%. I was so sad, and he didn't buy it. But anyway, the team is super strong on Banyan Network. I thought it was like a hidden gem. Ugly website, but strong team. And that's kind of what I invested in or wanted to invest in. I think it's a solid project. They got a great stacked team. Thoughts on Ripple and the Santander news. So Ripple and Santander is a bank here, Santander, however you want to say it, is a bank here in the United States. And I don't know. They might be international. I'm not sure. But I think Ripple has always been a small hold in my portfolio that I won't ever let go of. I could see Ripple maybe being, I don't like the centralized aspects of Ripple. I've preferred decentralized cryptos such as Bitcoin or a number of other things, but I think that if there were ever to be kind of like this cryptocurrency that kind of bridged the gap between legacy financial systems and decentralized cryptos, you know, Ripple could be that. You know, that maybe the banks play. I think banks right now are either working on their own blockchains, partnering with Ripple, investing into R&D to find out which projects might be worth buying that they could basically bring in with their or partner with to bring in the blockchain. But for that reason, I will never let go of Ripple. It's not my favorite crypto. I think there's better decentralized versions, and I think ultimately any centralizing anything is really just prone to failure by nature, by design, by structure. So I won't ever let go of Ripple, even though it's not like emotionally my most vested interest coin. But like I said, you have to remove emotion. I remove emotion. I like money. I like money more than I care about what I think altruistically about a cryptocurrency or something. You know, it's all about money. I don't really care about, you know, this, that, or the, you know, the other. You know, I don't care if Justin Sun, you know, tweets and what's the word, pumps my Tron. You know, that's great. Most Ripple news has nothing to do with XRP though. Cantronics rose 40% this coming week. So Tron has a mainnet launching right this week. Is that right? I forget. There's so much news to keep on top of. Tron mainnet. Why Tron continues to outperform. Tron is destined to rise like a phoenix. Gosh, everything is positive. If you ever say anything, you know what I noticed about crypto? If you ever say something negative about crypto, or you make a negative YouTube video, or make a negative call, just people hate you. They only want positive things. They only want to know when moon is. Nobody wants to know if a coin's dying or this is happening. Everything's always positive. Everything's always, you know, fluffy and cute. Otherwise, you get berated. Tron's mainnet is coming sooner than expected. Someone says it's the test net. I keep, you know, like I said, there's so much news to stay on top of. I didn't easily find it there. Anyway. Stellar versus Ripple. At Stellar, honestly, I prefer Stellar. Like, from a vested interest, just like emotionally. I think Stellar, their CEO is a brilliant guy. I actually, I have a little bit of a bias, personal bias to Stellar, for certain reasons that I can't disclose. But I like Stratus. I mean Stratus. I like whatchamacallit, Stellar a little bit more than Ripple. He just gave us the finger by accident. Did I? I itch my nose. I give you guys the finger. By the way, if you guys aren't part of our newsletter, I think we're going to be giving away a free newsletter. One of our mindful investor reports that one of our leads in the CryptoSomniac Advantage made, and wanted to share it with you guys. So I'm going to be giving a free copy out for anyone that's subscribed to our newsletter, probably tomorrow. And be sure to subscribe. We're also working on a few updates to the website. By the way, if you haven't checked the portfolio tracker recently, we recently added oh, I gotta log in first to see my portfolio. We recently added a pie chart. We updated our graphs, a couple of things, and we are trying to basically get an input from what you guys would like to see on the website. So here is the latest and greatest portfolio tracker out there. Be sure to email us with any suggestions, as we are working on a number of different things. Also, I forgot, I got to give somebody free cryptocurrency here. So let's use, I think I told anybody that commented on my video with their ERC20 address that they get a chance to win some free crypto. But I don't know how many people actually left their ERC20 address. I just saw a bunch of people. So maybe we'll just pick one lucky person that did. Let's see how many people that did, because I remember there weren't a lot of you. Somebody did, though. So we got him, we got Buns, and we've got, that was it, just Buns. So Buns, I guess Buns won. He was the only one that shared his ERC20 address. And by the way, to win some free cryptocurrency tomorrow, do me a favor. I told you guys that I would love to hear what you guys want out of cryptocurrency. Recently, I actually just got stem cells done with the gains I had in cryptocurrency. Taking care of myself first. I want to know what you guys want out of cryptocurrency. So comment, share this video on Facebook, share this video on Twitter, or comment on YouTube, and we'll pick a winner from one of those three tomorrow, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. So heart this video, share it, and comment with what you want out of cryptocurrency, and we'll give you some free crypto. But for today, I guess we'll just have to give it to Buns, since he's the only person that looked like he left his ERC address. What else? What about Wan Chain? So we should probably talk about Wan in a separate video, since it's got a lot of hype. But I think it's got a lot of hype. It's definitely a project I liked. It's something I wanted to participate in, but I would let it cool off. I would let it cool off because I think a lot of it will. You can see the volume there cooled off a lot, but let it cool off before we talk about it. Give yourself some chance to review it, do your own research, do your own due diligence. You know, don't invest in something just because I said it, he said it, or she said it. Do your research. As you know, something, you know, with a lot of hype, there's usually always a better opportunity to get in when you see something that's so overhyped. And I think Wan Chain is one of the biggest hyped projects that I've seen in a while, probably since Kyber, you know? So anyway, I think that might wrap it up here for today. We got some guest appearances or guest partners on the show this week that we'll be doing. So look forward to that. We got some interesting stuff on the way. And I hope everyone has an amazing day and an amazing week. It's good to be back home in Los Angeles. And we'll keep up with all of you very soon. Make sure you follow me also on Twitter. My personal Twitter is Sam_Capizzi, and let's see if I can log in. This is the CryptoSomniac Twitter. But if you haven't gotten a chance to follow me on Twitter, go follow me. Where am I? Sam Capizzi. I think I'm Sam_Capizzi. Yeah, there I am. So there is my handle, Sam_Capizzi. Make sure you guys go follow me if you haven't. Check out that beautiful face, that beautiful Sam Capizzi. I know you guys want some of that. Good luck with the shoulder. Until next time. Yeah, man. We'll talk to you guys all soon. So peace out.